G'day guys, Matt here. Welcome to the channel. Few things happening, like always. We have dozers getting moved from the development block here over to the lease block. There's quite a bit of work that needs to happen there before sowing. So we've got to pull them out from here and take them over there. So I think Dad will be involved in moving them. So guys, just remember, if you enjoy the videos, keep hitting that like button. It helps support the channel, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already.
The plan is to travel through the neighbours' paddocks to the lease block, so it'll be a slow trip, but we'll get there. And so we've got the convoy hooked up, and we'll just be poking along about 5k's thereabouts. So we're just down at Tiny 2. Jamie's just checking the oil, turning the battery isolator off. We're going to just warm it up for a bit before we start heading off. That ripper's 1.2 metres, and it's gone down about 0.9 of a metre, just under its own weight overnight. That's how soft the soil is at the moment. So otherwise, the other dozer's about half a k away, so we'll go up there and then check it out. We're back here coming through a 7-metre gate with a 6.3 metre blade, and we'll just see if we can guide Jamie through. He's done well. Folks, we're out of our property, we're into the neighbours now. Some might be wondering why or what we do, and we got about 15 kilometres to walk, and we're able to get pretty well all the way there just through the neighbours' properties, which they kindly allowed us to go through. Most of the times these big girls, they lock out third gear, but we release third gear, and just when we travel we use reduced revs, probably about 1200 revs. Is just a little bit above torque converter lockup, and the engine's transmissions run cooler, and we're going at the same speed as you would if you're in second gear flat out. Anyway, we'll get on the road again and go. convoy has arrived. We made it down to the lease block, and we got them parked. They're side by side on the grid, ready to go. Probably Monday, I reckon. Yeah, there's been some interest in how far we walked them. About probably 30k, 25-30k radius works pretty well. Half a day's travel, or maybe 6 hours, and you can get a fair way with them. They are a difficult proposition once you've got to go a fair distance. You've got to get the big rigs, and they're reasonably expensive, but considering the amount of work they do, it's all relative, of course. So it probably works out, I don't know what it would be, probably roughly $5,000 per 100 k's approximately. But when you think of the work they do, if you want to travel say 400 to 500 k's, you know, you're there in a day, and then they cut that bill out fairly quick, under a week. That freight bill's cut out. So you know, it's different horses, different courses, and it's just what suits. We're in fairly open areas here. We do have access to good people around us that are willing to help us out when we want to move, so that's pretty important. But anyway, that's their move for the moment. So I think there's a reasonable sized job down here, just renovating banks and contours and banks. So it's right in the busy period when we're trying to do sowing and all the other stuff too. But anyway, you got to have a crack, got to give it a go. So we'll see what happens.